On Saturday, September 6, 2025, Holden, Massachusetts was enjoying a typical late summer afternoon, until the sky darkened unexpectedly. The weather forecast had warned of storms, but few expected what was coming. At around 4 o'clock, a tornado warning was issued for Worcester and Middlesex counties. Within minutes, the wind howled, rain lashed, and a deafening roar signaled the tornado's arrival. Houses shook, glass shattered, and ancient trees were ripped from the earth as residents scrambled for safety. The storm's passage felt endless for those huddled in basements, listening to the chaos above. When the roar faded, people emerged to find their familiar streets transformed, trees down, power lines tangled, homes damaged. The town's quiet afternoon had become the start of a long, challenging recovery. For Holden residents, the tornado's arrival was marked by a sudden, unnatural darkness. Daylight vanished in an instant. This plunge into blackness was the signal for families to rush to safety.
Phyllis Lorraine saw branches torn from trees and heard thumps on her roof before fleeing to her basement, just as many others did. Barbara West recalled, "Very scary, the house kind of whistled as the wind pressed against her home, followed by the crack and boom of a falling tree."
The darkness and noise were overwhelming, but the alerts on their phones became a lifeline, prompting life-saving action. Families waited out the storm below ground, hoping for the safety of their loved ones and neighbors. More than the darkness, it was the tornado's sound, a deafening, all-encompassing roar like a freight train that residents would never forget.
"My house whistled," Barbara West said as the wind forced its way through every crack. Cracking, booming, and crashing sounds filled the air as trees snapped and debris slammed into homes.
John Peden watched a massive tree in his yard ripped from the ground while his neighbor's roof was crushed by another.
The tornado's roar was a terrifying countdown for those in basements, each second stretching into eternity. When the sound finally faded, an eerie silence settled, broken only by rain and distant sirens. The absence of the roar signaled the danger had passed. Residents began to process the ordeal they had just survived. The Holden tornado was a radar-confirmed tornado, a crucial advancement in weather technology.
This means the National Weather Service saw not just cloud rotation, but actual debris lifted into the air by the tornado, visible on Doppler radar. Using a tool called the correlation coefficient, meteorologists can distinguish between rain and tornado debris, confirming a tornado is on the ground. When radar detects a debris ball, it's definitive proof of a tornado's presence. This allows for urgent, specific warnings, telling people to take shelter immediately. At 4:07 p.m., the NWS detected the debris signature over Holden and updated their warnings in real time.
This technology gave residents precious minutes to act, turning potential tragedy into survival. The science behind radar-confirmed tornadoes is saving lives. When the storm passed, Holden's leafy streets were unrecognizable, transformed into a chaotic jumble of splintered wood and debris. The tornado's path was clear. Willowbrook Road and Bailey Road bore the brunt, with massive trees uprooted or snapped in half.
These fallen giants crushed cars, blocked roads, and damaged homes. Power lines were downed, leaving many without electricity and creating hazards everywhere. Dottie Reed in Paxton said, "I've been here 50 years, never seen anything like this," as she surveyed the tangle of downed trees. Some homes were breached by trees crashing through roofs, while others lost siding or suffered hail damage.
The landscape was redrawn in minutes, a visual shock that would take the community a long time to absorb. The storm's focused energy left a narrow but absolute path of destruction. Amid the devastation, the most important news emerged. No injuries or fatalities were reported.
Families heeded the warnings, took shelter, and protected themselves, turning a potential tragedy into a story of survival. Emergency crews could focus on recovery, not rescue, thanks to the community's quick action. The combination of advanced forecasting, rapid alerts, and public preparedness created a shield of safety.
The absence of injuries transformed the narrative from tragedy to resilience. Holden's story became one of preparedness, quick thinking, and lives saved. After the storm, the National Weather Service sent a storm survey team to Holden.
Their mission: walk the tornado's path, document the damage, and determine its strength using the enhanced Fujita scale. Surveyors analyze how trees fell, examine building damage, and use drones for aerial views. Each type of damage corresponds to estimated wind speeds, helping assign an official EF rating.
This classification is vital for historical records, research, and building safer communities. The NWS team's findings provide closure and context, replacing uncertainty with scientific fact. In the days after the tornado, Holden's true character emerged. Neighbors armed with chainsaws and determination began clearing debris before official crews arrived.
Those spared worked alongside those hardest hit, cutting trees and clearing paths for emergency vehicles. People checked on the elderly, shared food and water, and worked together to restore normalcy. By Sunday morning, most power was restored, a testament to the community's and utility crews' efforts.
The collaboration between residents and officials accelerated recovery and boosted morale.
The tornado couldn't break Holden's spirit. It only strengthened the bonds between neighbors. The story became one of unity, resilience, and the power of community.
Looking back, the Holden tornado is remembered not just for its destruction, but for the resilience it revealed. The storm tested the town, but also forged a stronger sense of community. The successful outcome, no lives lost, shows the power of preparedness and decisive action. The National Weather Service's warnings and the community's response became a model for severe weather safety. Recovery will take time, but the healing of the community's spirit began immediately, with neighbors helping neighbors. The tornado will be remembered for the people who stood together, not just the trees that fell. Holden's foundation is its unbreakable community bonds, a force stronger than any storm.